Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the show as we continue our NA action. A bit of a break, but I think we're refreshed. I got some tea, I ate some food, Boggs. I'm ready to go. There's only one thing missing here in my schedule, Boggs, and it's some sick NA action between Yeah and Triumph, Boggs. I'm excited for this one. I haven't seen the Yeah roster play in at least several months since the last Winners League season, I believe, or I think it might have even been, I don't even know if they were in the last season, but I haven't seen them play in a while. And they are a pretty interesting team. They have some pretty familiar faces, and they have some young guns coming in from Brazil, of course. And Triumph, the recent roster and my dark horse of this season for the NA division at the very least. I'm excited to see them at play, and what better map to test these players on than Inferno, Boggs.
Yeah, I mean, Inferno, a map pretty much everybody has to know well, especially in the NA region. Map that both of these two teams do play and play often. They do play it well. And I think this is Triumph's map to lose. I would say I would give them the edge in this matchup, and I would go a little farther than say they're one of my favorites to win this season. I would say Triumph and
Oh,
Chaos are my top two teams.
they're your predictions for the NA
Yeah.
winners.
I think it comes down to them. Maybe Recon 5 throw their hat in the mix, but those would be my top 2, 3 teams.
Recon 5 is a very interesting team too. They're actually probably my other dark horse team if I was to pick a second one. But I think you're right. And then I think if Triumph is to get a win here, and we'll see them hopefully next week against Chaos. If not, I'm sure at some point in time they will run into each other. Whether
Is
they're
that what the matchup would be if Triumph wins this?
no, it's not. No, it's Swiss, so it's completely random. But
Okay,
there's a
so it is
chance. There is a chance that they will play against each other. But
that would be a sick second round matchup.
that would be an insane second round matchup. And if I'm seeing this correctly, we almost have 10 players in the server. And as soon as they're readied up, as soon as ninth round begins, we will be moving on to the action, of course. But for now, are there any first things that come to mind with this matchup, Box? Anything to look for? Any sort of prior history? I think I'm going to do a little bit of fact checking myself here just to see if they've competed against each other recently, just to see if they've had any recent matchups in a head to head.
I don't believe they played each other before, but I do know that on Yeah Gaming, Dumas is probably like that star man he'd look at to be that hardcore fragger. RCF has his moments with the Yop. Tatazine and Fastine work really well as a duo. Their names are very similar, and they do
Yeah.
play a very cohesive style together. And of course,
Hmm.
IDK is the more known quantity of that Yeah Gaming side, as those of us who have seen Team One play time and again are quite familiar with him. So overall, Yeah Gaming do have a good amount of firepower and a good amount of strategy, and overall they are not a team you can underestimate, especially on a map like Inferno.
Yeah, and actually, one interesting fact is that yeah, played Furia not too long ago, and they actually took a map off them, and the one map they did take off them was Inferno 1614. Bit of an
Ooh.
interesting tidbit for you, but I think the ninth round is already underway, so we can just go ahead and jump into the action while we continue this conversation, providing you with some facts, providing you with some knowledge to inform you on these teams and in their histories.
I mean, yeah, Gaming are a very solid team. I know they did really well against MIBR during Road to Rio as well. So overall, the Yeah Gaming squad definitely has a lot of promise. They have taken down some of the best like tier 3 NA teams, some of the best MDL teams that we've seen. So overall, Yeah Gaming have a lot of firepower. I think Triumph definitely can counter that. You look at Curry and Grim for those two names that stand out on Triumph as those hardcore fraggers. Of course, Spongy can pop off when he needs to. Junior on the op, and the brains behind the operation, Shake Zula pulling the strings. But we've got a pistol round coming through. They got a smoke and a Molotov kit for Shake, and a slower round right now from Yeah Gaming. Trying to see if Triumph go for the classic NA CT side aggression.
A little bit of an early round derby is what we call it for the Inferno for the NA side. There's always some sort of risk being taken. This time for Triumph, it's towards Banana. Now, even if they get action or not, they're getting a lot of information. And of course, it's only a matter of time before Shakezilla reinforces the A defenses, and he does have a flashbang in hand. So if there's any sort of contact coming in from halls or lane, that flash, look for that one.
There's a lot of lane control coming out from Yeah Gaming. They're storming on in. Grim goes 1-for-1 as Junior dies. Shake Zula's trying to help out, but Grim can do no more damage from the pits. It's going to have to be a retake situation from Triumph. And already Shake Zula dinked down to 21 points of health. Curry, though, peeking in, does take some damage, deals some in return. Plant goes through, but Fastine has 1 and 2 kills. Spongy's in the 1v3, but it's going to be Fastine to take him down as well. Deals a lot of damage, finally finishes the job. And Yeah Gaming, they get the plant, they get the site, and they get that first pistol round.
Explosive. That round just went
That's
from,
that Brazilian style.
yeah, they went from quiet to just brawl on that A site. And it's really unfortunate because I feel like Grim was in such a strong position. He got the first kill. No one was even really looking for him, too. But he couldn't manage any more kills from that to a player that wasn't even looking at him. That's super unfortunate and very uncharacteristic. And here we go. Attack comes out. The scout's already doing work there in the hands of Junior. One more of those, and this round might be flipped on its head. And this, again, this is a force buy from Triumph. So, yeah, really have to minimize this early round damage that they're taking right now.
Yeah, it's the tag him and bag him. Set up that CT force by Junior doing the job already. Tagging Dumao down. The nade will do further damage to him, but not quite the kill just yet. As yeah, Gaming seeming to be hedging their bets over to the B site, at least for now. They can all group up and go either one way or the other. They have plenty of utility, plenty of smokes, but now maybe they want to throw some bodies over towards the A site. Maybe draw some rotations, get a couple kills, but now they draw that bomb back and into the back of that line, the caboose to bring back the whole train and edge their way back onto the A site. 54 seconds to go. We saw what their site take was on the pistol round. They don't have that Molotov, but they do have more smokes now, and they can get brackets control for entirely free. Although Junior's peeking in, finishes his job finally onto Dumao, and he's going to reposition. Still a chance for more for Junior, but now he will be smoked off, and the rotations surely should be coming back. At least somebody will be Shake Zula making his way in. Spongy not going to be able to do more than damage.
There's so much control available here for the Brazilian side. They've gained access to pit. Fasten's getting positioned in that. And there are smokes available, at least a single smoke for Shake Zola and a couple flashes to at least allow them an opportunity to close distance. The MAC-10 now picked up for Curry. Important battle coming up here between Curry and RCF, but it'll actually be RCF to claim that one. And I think with that kill, Triumph's chances have been lowered significantly. And yeah, they're coming to the same conclusion. They're backing out of this one, Boggs. They're going to try their luck in the next round. And yeah, they put a second one on the board in a clean fashion.
Very clean fashion to keep those AKs up, only lose one player. Triumph will have a little bit behind their next round as Shake, Junior, and Grim will be saving what they have. 2 5.7s in armor, and that scout that Junior made a little bit of work with. Little huddle up and protect your teammates set up over towards Dozier corner. It's always interesting how when the bomb's planted, you can body block with your teammates to keep your low HP teammate alive. Something that a lot of teams don't necessarily do, but it is very many times helpful to avoid losing those guns to exits, which very easily could have helped Triumph get a MAC-10 in this round instead of just the 5.7s, but now they will have those saved guns up against the extra AK, picked up by Dumao. Junior, he's not going to be able to do anything with his antics swinging mid this round. Double nades plus the sprays, make it a third nade, smokes and flashes, all forcing this position back. It's going to be a lot of work for the pistols to do now, unless Junior on his low points of health can find some heads and maybe turn the tide.
That's an opener. That'll certainly change the tide. And Junior, he has about 3 chickens following him around everywhere he goes. So and Fasten has opened up the library, and Shake Zilla, this will eventually trade back, and it's just a back and forth now, and a bit of a derby happening towards the CT side, and Grimace is getting work done, comes through the smoke, trades spots out, Dumao in such an awkward position there, and a bit of a crossfire accidentally, and somehow Boggs Triumph, they flipped that round, they converted into a round win, and yeah, they find themselves now in a bit of a predicament. That should have been their round. That should have been the 3-0 start, but it's a 2-1. Luckily for them, they still have some money left over, so purchase here is definitely within the... I'm going to say definitely, I mean 100% the buy. There's a CZ downgrade for IDK, and of course RCF on the glass cannon. Not as effective on the T side.
Yeah, that's significantly risky, and I don't know if the risk is worth that reward. Junior has an off in his own arm. He has a full battle. He has a helmet as well. Dumau's just been spammed down by Curry. And with IDK limited to a CZ as well, you think maybe it might have been better to have a much more spread out firepower instead of opting for the AWP. They do have some control over towards App. Spongy gets tagged down, but the nade in his hand will not betray him just yet. More bracket control from Yeah Gaming. They do have a lot more to deal with now as there's utility on the CT side. There's the op on A, and the fourth man's come on in. That's going to be Grim from Arches. They can definitely shut things down, although Yeah Gaming still have the option to go back banana. Curry has still held car though, so he gets early information whether or not Yeah want to go back towards B. It looks to be the case, but Curry's got the information early. Grim's starting to make his way on back, and as soon as they spot the players moving up banana, the rotations should be starting to flood back towards that B site. Curry's on the site. I'm sure they know, and indeed they do. The rotation's coming through, but the smokes are down. Curry needs at least 2 kills here to stall the time.
Yeah, this is perfect. That smoke is going to bring the clock down to about 20 seconds before any sort of attempt for a site hit happens here by Yeah. And the reinforcements are already here, Boggs. Sheikh Zula's here. They have 2 players on site. Not even a single Molotov to push any of these positions off. So they're in a great spot right now. And into the meat grinder they go. A 2-for-1 deal for Curry. And Grimm has been set up perfectly here, baiting in the back of the site. He's gotten one, and there's not enough time for the remaining one, but time won't even be a problem. It'll be shots to the face. That's the problem here, Boggs. And it's 2-2 now, and Triumph, they keep their streak here. And double op setup is officially online for Triumph. Not the best of weapons against an eco, though, I have to admit.
I mean, they got the MP9, though. There is that silver lining. But I am surprised to see Grimm grab that secondary op. I was expecting Shake to have the big green in his hands instead of Grimm, but I guess Grimm wants to take a turn with the sniper for a change. Dumao just seems to keep getting bullied by the utility in the early sprays, Roy. It's the 3rd round in a row where he's been down to low HP with basically nothing gained at all. IDK just got spammed to the smoke by man of the hour, Sheikh Zula, and RCS just been tagged down low as well. So maybe the op's not going to necessarily come into a factor here. The rifle's doing so much damage. Junior, though, will snipe one down. That's the bomb as well. I don't know if he spotted it or not. Either way, 5v3 for Triumph, while Curry and Junior are a little bit low. This still should be a round of the bag for them with minimal casualties, preferably none for the Triumph side.
There's Curry with the MP9. Yep, and to the money bag you go. 1 casualty, not a big deal. As long as Junior does not lose his op here, all should be well. And I don't think Dumao stands for much longer. There it is. Now is the real difficult part for right? Now they legitimately have to deal with the double op setup on the full gun round. Something that can be really tricky if you don't have a protocol for it, Boggs.
And I wonder what Yaz protocol for it is as well. I haven't really seen them go up against double op on Inferno. When they do have go up against double ops, they usually rely on RCF to get the entry frag against that op that peeks in, but he doesn't have that big green gun in hand. Instead, it's utility for Yad Gaming. They don't have any Molotovs. Just a minute 38 on the clock. They have no fire, Roy. They have no nades. They're limited to smokes and flashbangs.
This is where it starts to get problematic, right? You're minute 30, you only got flashes and smokes. It means that wherever the ops are, if your flashbangs are not effective, yikes. And look at Junior now. He's all the way pushed up halls. He's gotten so much control. Spongy could just linger around here in halls without any worries. Sheikh Zula, he just has to worry about this incoming push coming in. He's in a 1 and done, and that's all that he gets. A 1 and done. Control forfeited towards the arches. And starting to get their hands deep into this control here on this A site. He's getting a little claustrophobic for the Triumph players.
Spongy does have that AK, but he is still being bunched in, and in the pit's going to be an op. Spongy's going to get caught out. The op pit's going to be able to do nothing, Roy. RCF has both those kills. IDK's eliminated Curry. And that means that Grimm is going to have some grim tidings here. He's going to have to save his op on the B side. There's nothing he can do to salvage this round. As Gaming deal accordingly with that double op setup and overwhelm the A site. I think maybe sticking around a little too long led to a bit of a downfall for Triumph, though. They had all that information. Well, the one part they lacked is where Gaming went, and it's exactly what allowed to get so much control over that A site. That kill onto Shake pretty much opened things up, and then RCF walking out a balcony and eliminating Spongy on site just about secured that round. The extra kills onto Junior and Pitt was just icing on the cake, and then that final frag onto the rotation was, well, just trimming that CT economy, which is solid at the very least.
Yeah, their economy is definitely alright for now. I think what's kind of confusing me though here for this round and specifically for Triumph is that they had good positioning in halls, right? I mean, you lost control towards arches. Why forfeit halls? Why give control back to for free? Make them fight for it. Make them contest for halls while you have 2 players in there, right? Instead of falling back to site and having nowhere to play, you could have just maintained positions in halls and been a lot better off and not really just forced into the weird kind of pinch that was coming out from the Brazilian side. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's a little surprising.
And that push from Junior is even more so. He just goes right into his... Shake Zula's pushed through as well, but he's only good for 1. Dumao has 2. He's kept the man advantage for his side. He takes 2 points of damage for his 2 kills, and he will gladly take that any day of the week, because right now, yeah, Gaming have this round in their full control. Grimm's removed towards B site, has that op as well, and there's nothing he can really do here on that rotation towards A if he has to, but instead he will be the one faced in. There's flashbangs to force him off this angle, and I'm sure that's exactly what they're waiting for. Never mind, it's a boost, and Graham eliminates the opper. Little big green on big green violence there, and it goes the way of one of NA's most prominent riflers. Now it's a 3v3 utility flooding in towards this B-side. Curry has something on rotation. Grim does not connect the second shot, however. That flashbang works perfectly. Curry's blind as a bat, and he's got 2. IDK and Tatazine are fallen. And now Dumao has made it a 1v2, but it would be a 1v3. He's sticking the plant at the very least, but Curry spams with the smoke and tries to prevent that bomb going down. He does exactly that. Now with the rotation from Spongy on Banana, there's a pincer onto Dumao. He's isolated back to Emo. I don't think there's much you can do here besides maybe get a kill. I don't foresee a way Triumph lose this.
It's really just a matter of time, and that crossfire is uncontested. Curry, you're absolutely right. Curry did a fantastic job just delaying the bomb plant enough for the smokes to fade. As soon as those smokes fade, reading so many angles, so many possibilities for the Triumph players to be positioned in. And it's a little bit too much for Dumao to figure out, unfortunately for him. But Triumph, they pick up the 4th round. And money's still plenty for both teams, so we find ourselves in another gun round, Boggs. I love it. The back-to-back action here. No breaks. No time to breathe. It's going to be the early flash, early control towards Banana here for Triumph. They're not committing any numbers. Just trying to get the utility out of Yaz's hands.
Now, they'll get the information. Spongy's going to drop that Molotov. He'll have to fall away, but he only has a FAMAS, so not necessarily the best multi-kill gun there. It's going to be a little bit of a stalemate now as Gaming reset. Throw a smoke out towards Arches. Nothing towards Moto just yet, but I believe that Molotov is for top of porch. Memory serves either top or bottom porch one, but Shake Zula made damage plus the ensuing kill, throws that flashbang deep for his teammates to peek. But Gaming have more than enough time to retreat, and I think that's exactly what they'll do here. They still have some control of halls, but they're getting back that banana control, which wasn't necessarily taken by Triumph. Grim and Curry playing a little more passively here. But now Gaming are going to back away and head on towards that B site. Curry better hurry his way on back before things boil over onto the B site, as all 4 remaining players of Gaming are positioned here. They have a smoke and a flashbang. Molotov from Grim will not keep them at bay, though. They're going through fire and flames, Roy. They'll carry straight on in, eliminating Grim and eliminating that site presence. The bomb can go down now. The rotations are going to come through. It's a 4v4 post plant, and all Triumph have for utility are smokes.
And just look how little the time is right now. If they can't get the bomb planted while that smoke's up, it's going to be a big problem. Going to force it. Curry finding an opening. He finds one out from the coffin side. IDK is able to find a return frag at the very least, but now there's 2 players together side by side towards this coffin side. IDK jumps up. Shake Zilla and Curry are ready for it. And now it's Dumao in the triangle of doom. And that never is a good place to be, Boggs.
That is indeed not a good place to be, down in the pits. Call it pit or grill for a reason, because you get roasted over those flames in that position. I think the only notable clip I can think from that position is Hobbit spray at the Major.
Yeah, I can think I think there's a couple more clips, out there from that position, but it is very peculiar for it to work out favorably though, especially if everyone's on point.
That's exactly what Triumph are right now.
Yeah, I agreed. Their retake strategies are perfect. Now it's going to be Yao on a half by Boggs. They got a bomb plant. They have a loss bonus. Name of the game right now is economic damage and a bomb plant. They can get an early pick. Massive.
It always seems to be that early pick favors the team that wins, but sometimes too, like with Furia, they've been winning 33% of their rounds when they start down 4v5. That's a really good conversion rate. And if you can come back from those 4v5 situations, make it a 4v4, things become a lot easier on that T side. And it makes things a lot more difficult for your defensive end as well, because the defenses have to get spread a little more thin. Like we're seeing the rotations, the 4-man stacks on A from Triumph, but if it's going to be a 3-in-1 setup, that leaves both sides at a more vulnerable position. Now we're going to see that A hit into 3 players and trying to have lock this down. Spongy and Shake Zula having to do all the work. 2 kills for each of them. Spongy sprays on in. There's no plant coming through just yet, Roy, and not a single kill for Gaming either, although Tatazine, he's in a perfect spot, and Curry's going to run right over him. And he'll get run on down by Tatazine. Little messy on the tap. He might have a chance for a second. Will not be able to do so. Demao with a bomb will be eliminated here by Shake and Apps, leaving RCF on a Glock and no armor. To do nothing but die here as Triumph will grab themselves a 6. They only lose 1. That's going to really allow that CT side economy to grow more and more.
It such a feels bad as well for RCF to be the only player standing there, and he's the guy that's saving for Ops, so he has just Glock and no armor. That's unlucky, they say. Now we're back into the actual gun round. 6-3 lead for Triumph. Money's looking all right. They've avoided the eco territory at the very least, but still not beautiful.
Look at that money for though.
Yeah, they are struggling. They're in the struggle bus here, Boggs.
Yeah, that's not good. A combined $200 across 4 players. Their utility is limited to 3 smokes, a nade, a flashbang, and a Molotov. They're going to need to go for something fast here, or else they won't have any utility to counter. And Triumph are doing this extremely well. They're getting a little bit aggressive. The utility is there. Doesn't matter, though, as RCF has both of them. Junior's going aggressive, too, but he might also meet his mate at the hands of RCF. Will duck behind the car, but it's going to be the spray from IDK. And Triumph's aggression is their undoing in this round, unless Shake and Spongy can single-handedly salvage this. The gap in the smoke allows 1 for Shake. Now there is a chance here for the rotation. Might just go back to A as Fascine is clearing that one up, but the bomb goes aggressive. There was a chance there if Shake gets that kill, but he goes down instead, and Spongy in a 1v4. There's low HP on 3. But I don't think there's much you can do here.
Unless they're headed to where he is. Dumao's pretty wounded. That is a kill. That's a free one. RCF's not too healthy as well. First, the second one on the bomb planter is really easy to get onto Dumao. If he turns this into a 1 versus 2 right now, that'll definitely work with him. He has a smoke for the bomb. That's going to pressure some of the players to peek out. That's 1.
Oh. The damage onto RCF now, too. But the time is ticking low. He's got 1 more kill to find. It's the low HP player, Dumao. He speaks, he swings, he sees the angle. And now Spongy has no smoke to hide behind. He has no time. It's over.
Yeah, he's
so
done it.
Close yet so far. Spongy's dead too, I think.
Yeah, I don't think he's getting out of this one alive, Boggs. Oh, he does. Actually, Dumao is the one to fall. That's surprising. But wow, that was a really nice try by Spongy. Made that very expensive.
That was really well played by Spongy, isolating those 1v1 duels, and even better from Dumao by not over-aggressing and peeking that 1v1. But overall, Spongy played that to a T. Just got a little unlucky there on the last peek onto Dumao, which very good credit to Dumao. Saved that round for Gaming, and I would say the half for Gaming. Because at this point, you still see this buy from Gaming. This is what they would have in the next round. 3 smokes, a Molotov, 2 Galils, and AKs. It's not the most confident buy. They lost this round. After that one, it would put them down about 9-4, and that's when Triumph would just go ahead and strangle them out of this half and move on to a T side where Triumph Gaming are extremely prominent.
I like the repositioning happening here from Triumph. Bungie spammed earlier in halls. So they're probably not going to expect the offer to be up. And they're probably not going to expect this flank to be big. Okay, never mind. It's Dumao we're talking about here. Of course he expects it, Boggs.
He's expecting Junior. What a shot! That's a sentence. That's a showstopper right there from Dumao. He might be 32 HP, but he's good for at least 2 kills. Has a chance for more. IDK has the kill onto Curry on the flank. Grim trying to shut things down in this 5v2. He has the bomb on site, and actually now there's a chance, especially if Spongy can help out a little bit. Grim eliminates Fascine over towards the cubby. Spots another one on site. It's all headshots for Grim as Spongy comes in for 1 more, and Grim mops him up with 4. 7-4 now for Triumph. But what a hold from Grim and Spongy.
I love watching Grim, man. Something about this man and his mechanics are just so fun to watch. Such a consistent player. You gotta love that. That was such a huge round for Triumph to pick up in a relatively clean fashion. And yeah, they're back down to the reset. They're back down to the eco here. And a potential 8th round on the board coming for Triumph. And so far, so good. I mean, this map is probably the most balanced map in terms of sidedness. I mean, if you already secured 7, that's great. Anything beyond this is pretty solid. If you go over 10 here, oof. 9, wow.
I think a 9-6 will be more than good for Triumph. 10 rounds, that's where things get rough for. Yeah, 11? That's a death sentence. I mean, of course, there's still 4 more rounds to play. So the 11-4 half, not exactly likely, all things considered, especially with the streak. Actually, yeah, Gaming's only had isolated rounds where they had the 2 at the start, but everything else has come after 3-round streaks for Triumph. If the pattern continues, Triumph get at least 10 out of this.
Sorry, correct me if I'm wrong, but ever since Triumph lost with the double op setup, they've never put it back online, right? It's been Rifle since?
Rifles and maybe
the op on Junior. That's it. They never took the double op back out. Kind of surprising, actually. Guess maybe, yeah, has a really good solution to the double op setup box. For now, it is just going to be early utility here for Triumph, looking to delay the round, looking to stagnate it as long as possible. And considering there's really no utility here for, yeah, whatsoever, it's just going to have to be a Hail Mary. There it is. There's the entry mechanics. Oh, that's actually really nice movement from Fasten right there. He's got an opening frag for his team.
And an M4.
They can do work.
They're going to rotate it back towards B. I'm sure it's being heard. Grim's going to have to run all the way back. But the rotation's going to be a little late. Grim does not have any utility to hold this off with. He only has his aim, which is quite good. He spots out 2, takes down 2 with the 3rd kill onto the bomb. Grim's on 17 HP, but he's just going to fade away, wait for his team, as he might just have done enough to secure that round. He gets flashed in, but the kill is there. IDK comes in, and he will net himself a frag. He's looking for more than 2v2, but Spongy and Shake should just about have this one unlock unless Dumao has more of his spectacular antics up in store. Time is ticking down lower and lower. Triumph are playing this extremely passive. Spongy's making sure he can't be A. Dumao has the safe plan over towards B. Shake is going to take the isolated duel. This could end poorly, and he will regroup and wait for Spongy now. Surely spots the crossover, dodges the flashbang, but he's getting caught out. Doesn't matter if he's going to tap away with the MP9, though. That's a massive round won by Triumph. A massive kill from Sheikh Zula. The 8th round on the board for Triumph. Bomb plan for Yeah Gaming means that they will have themselves a bye. And the money for Triumph is actually extremely rough right now.
Yeah, you say massive round for Triumph, but I almost feel like, yeah, had that on a half buy without any utility whatsoever. I mean, that was really scary for Triumph, if anything. That was such a good try from, yeah. Unfortunately, there towards the end, the 1v2 was a little bit rough for wear for Dumao, but overall, it's not bad. They've officially eliminated all the reserve bank for Triumph, right? One win right here is an instant double reset. You can finish this half 8-7. I mean, this is the turning point for, yeah, right? They win this, they break even on this half. They don't, we're looking at a potential sweep.
That's the economy game. That's what makes this game so precarious, especially on a map like Inferno, for where economy is so important, utility is so important. I feel like Inferno still is one of those most utility-heavy maps where it's so required to take a lot of control and open up a lot of space for your team. It's where, yeah, Gaming has the advantage over Triumph right now, but Spongy will get one and escape into apartments. He's playing this well. Will eventually get eliminated by Tatazine, and RCF through a smoke, or maybe a gap has Sheikh Zula down. Junior, though, will trade it at the very least, but the bomb plant is going down on the new Bastion. That is the A site. It's a 3v3 retake. No utility besides a solitary smoke for Triumph. Yeah, Gaming much could be said the same about them. They have 2 smokes, and one has been used. And Junior, he trades shots, but takes some. Does not do any damage. Tatazine still lurking in the halls. Eliminates Grim, and that's going to be the save call from Triumph. They know as well as you do, and you've so eloquently explained to us that's going to be that double save for Triumph. They're going to have to keep these guns into the next round and do what they can with it. Try and avoid that 8-7 half. Try and get that 9-6 at the very least. But all that rests on the next 2 rounds for Triumph, as it's going to be the 5th on the board for Yeah Gaming.
And what timing Tatazine caught in halls too, right? Perfectly avoids Grim towards the stairs. Comes back in. Grim's all the way pushed up, waiting for the retake to happen. Just gets popped from behind. Solid round. Solid pickup here for yeah. And I think we're now looking at more and more to that even score line. I almost feel like Triumph should just force up here. Like their economy is not really going to recover.
I think that's what, yeah, that is the call. Shake goes for the MP9. It's easy for Spongy and Grim. A lot of utility for Grim as well.
Oh.
And that nade, that's a chunky nade.
A chunky boy.
Jonkers. Just picture a little corgi running out, dropping on and exploding.
One of my favorite Twitter pages is a Twitter page called Round Boys. And it's all about like rounded furry animals.
Oh, that sounds adorable.
It is. It's where I like. It's where I get my love. It's where I rewarm my heart, Boggs.
You gotta strengthen the legs and warm the heart. Words of wisdom. I'm surprised. Actually, no, I'm not surprised. Junior's holding B solo because he has all that Banana control. They have a pretty good idea that it is going to be that A side. He throws that deep smoke down to Banana to allow himself a little more time to reposition. And also throw, yeah, Gaming into a little bit of a confusion. But I think they are still going to exec onto this A side. The Brazilian squad throw their smokes out, one towards Moto. But no, instead, I think they are going to test Junior. Unless they want to run it back to A. There's times running really low. It's running down fast. And they're going to have to make a decision quickly. The bomb, oh, it's a wrap. It's a split. 2 through arches, 3 through B. I think that's what they're doing.
Oh man, what is... This is such a sloppy round right now from Triumph. I mean, they're giving away all their positions, just running around, loud footing everywhere. And there it is. Such an easy read from Yad. Zone in on their positioning now. Spongy trying to do the sneaky deaky. And Tatazine puts Curry to rest. And I think that with this round, it's going to be the 8-6 as well as a potential 8-7 finish that we were hoping for, Boggs. A 50-50 here.
I think it will be that 8-7 half. At least what the odds would dictate. Then again, to quote Han Solo, never tell me the odds. Because a lot of times those odds don't actually work out. So it all depends on what Triumph can do. They won a round with a very scrappy bye previously. I believe that was round number 3. So there's no telling what the story holds for Triumph in the next round, but for Yeah Gaming, they have a very good chance at grabbing a 7th round. And a pistol round win will turn the tide. Junior's going to get hunted down. He's going to get obliterated there. Too many targets to pick, too many people peeking him. All 4 players from Yeah Gaming hounding in on his position. And now, this final round of the half, the money for Triumph is an absolute shambles.
Yeah, it's
the most
so
they
stuffed.
have is Junior on 2,700.
Mm-hmm. I mean, what are you even going to get with that, really? Are you going to go for the scout? Are you going to maybe try to drop a FAMAS over for someone? Like, it's just, it's not enough for an actual rifle, right? It's not enough to buy an M4 for any of your teammates. You're either going MP9 armor with a little bit of utility on top of that, or you're dropping over a FAMAS, and that's not ideal whatsoever. I think if all things go to plan here, yeah, should have an okay time evening it up here. And the scores is surprisingly pretty even as well, minus, of course, Grim, who's kind of popping off. Not too different. Can we get a ping check again, Observer Man? Nice.
Relatively even across everybody, actually. That's
except Curry. Curry's landing.
Curry lives at the server. He lives inside of that server.
I heard he owns the server, Boggs.
Really? Yeah, that makes sense, because it is his house after all. Although, apparently Grim's name, or his tag at least in game, would say that he has 95 ping. Well, we just proved that that was a lie. This buy from Triumph, though, is no lie. It's not the best, but there is something for it. Curry's going for that alt mid-peak, drops the smoke, a flashbang in. He's got at least 1 kill here for sure. Goes for the taps onto Dumao. He takes him down to 15 HP. Tatazine has a lot of work to do. He has not been cleared out, and he's going to do exactly that. He's going to clear out the alt mids. IDK comes in with 1 more kill, and it's Junior and Grim. Whenever Grim's alive on the server, though, there is a chance for Triumph, and a very good one. But a lot of that work's going to come down to one individual. The damage dealt to Dumao and IDK, though, is going to play a massive factor. Both these players one-shots to anywhere with the Deagle. And of course, Grim is quite fond of hitting the heads, so the players with full health or 78 health aren't exactly the safest either.
Hey, look at Junior's position, though. If he's going to catch the timing, that's the bomb. Wait a second. If they don't... Oh, they better play this patiently or it's going to be so weird. Flash, he goes for the... Oh, the FAMAS spray betraying him, Boggs.
For a second there, I thought he was going to win that. When
Right?
he got that second kill, there's no way he wins this. But there was no way he won it.
Oh, man. If he had the M4, I think he might have gotten that double kill easily there towards the end in that 1v3. But
And if he had an AK, he could have very easily won it.
yeah. Here we go, though. 8-7. As close as it can possibly get in a half. Let's see what kind of purchase he has going to rock out here. It's going to be double flashes in a kit. And I believe the double flashes are making their way over towards the B site. So they're either looking for... Yeah, so they're looking for the counter banana aggression. If anything comes past car, they're going to eat 2 flashes. 2 players will swing by to try to mop up quickly. But zoom out. Just going to aggro down mid. Recognizing a weakness. And he exposes it, Boggs.
And now they're going to walk right into the trap where they're pushing up towards Banana. Fastine's been the first point of contact, but he does go down. IDK, though, from the sandbags will at least get 2. Gets silenced here now, but it's a 3v2 in favor of Gaming. They have a rotation coming in. Molotov and Smokes in from Junior. Smoke on towards CT might allow them to cross, but RCF with a good amount of work to do here. He gets dinked. He does not get anything. And the Coffins player has peeked out, but there's a lineup. The collateral comes through with a USP, and I have not seen one of those in... Well, I don't think I've ever seen one of those.
I think I've seen this only once before, Boggs, and I don't even remember how long ago that was. The collateral with the USP. You gotta love that. Wow.
I really do. I love that. I mean, that's great. Great for Gaming. Triumph, it's a bit messy to have that lineup happen, but either way, it's going to be the bomb plan for Triumph, but they're going to go for a save. Instead, they're going to save to around 2k, have a couple flash bangs, and oh wait, no, they didn't get the bomb down. That's right. For some reason, I thought they got the bomb down. I thought they were going to get that plan for sure, but Smoke Coffins faded a little too quickly. They are on the save here. 4 SMGs and M4 for Gaming, not falling into the trap that we've seen teams fall into, going for 5 MP9s, but instead having a little more behind them. And also, there's a good chance they'll get a lot of catch out of this round.
No, double flashes. That's all they have, Boggs. Wait a second. This is actually temporarily weak. If they go right now, they actually might catch perfect timing. There's the first flash. IDK is here waiting for the commotion. A flashbang counter comes through. He has the MP9 inside the oranges. He's just waiting for the right opportunity to strike. And then crossfires here. Junior's gone into back lines, but it's only a block counter. Maybe he gets a kill, but nah, it'll just be shut down by Dumao. And there it is, 9-8. The bit of a turnaround here for they've officially regained the lead, Boggs.
They've gained it back after what seems like such a long time, all the way back on round number 2. Was the last time they really had a solid lead. Triumph took over in round number 5. But now after 5 rounds in a row, Gaming are back in the driver's seat here, although this is a very big bonus round for them. 4 SMGs and the M4. Inferno is a map that is primed to the shorter range weapons, so Triumph do have to be careful, especially when the MP9 goes down banana and chunks you down to 23 health.
Is that a dink?
I think it was. I think it was a double.
That was like a drive-by.
It has to be a triple dink to take you down with an MP9, but
A little grab and go, Boggs. A little dink and go. That has to be frustrating. Now,
oh yeah.
What I do like about Yaz's setup is that they're at least trying to come up with a bonus round idea, right? They're all stacked towards bracket. If Triumph ends in that direction, it's going to be completely messy. Only problem is IDK. He's all buying his lonesome here towards the B site. They're going to go through the smoke. Actually, no, they're canceling.
RCF just gave up his life for free. That's a pick for Triumph, and now this is going to give them a window. They have a 2-2 split of the defense, and either where they hit, it's going to be an advantage unless Fast Zine is going to shut things down. He takes no damage at all. Jake Zula's going back and forth for it, but it's going to be Fast Zine to answer back. holding down on the B side. IDK can shut this down as well. Curry's low on health, and the MP9 close range is a monster. He's got one, does not get the second. Now it's a 2v3 for Triumph, but their opponents have rifles. They have a nade, they have utility.
This Boggs, this off-time flank timing might catch him off guard here. Junior's looking for it. He spots one. Nice swing by Grim. Now it's even grounds. 2 versus 2. I think Junior spotted one in CT, and they're probably hearing the other one running around in coffin. So I think they have an idea that both players are coming in that direction.
It's a 1v2. Junior has a lot of work to do. He's got the first. He knows where the second is. Time is low, but Junior will be able to complete that clutch. Good work there from him. It's a 9-9 scoreline, but yeah, Gaming have more than enough to reinvest into this round after their previous economic exploits, and now Triumph are going to be a little worse for wear as far as economy is concerned. Grim will not drop an AK over. Instead, they're going for 3 SMGs. Does Triumph think that, yeah, Gaming's on the save?
I'm not entirely sure. Oh. Oh man, Curry's not having a good time. Banana Boggs, let me tell you.
Yeah.
This is a second round.
A little like where he just got chunked down in the early round.
Second round in a row. This man is starting to round with less than half his HP. The Mac 10 on the entry. A 1-for-1 trade. Completely worth it. It's Duma now looking to defend the site with the MP9. He blows his entire clip. He manages to find 1 kill and escape with his life, which is actually huge for Gaming.
Still, it's a 3v3 as Sheikh Zula from 3 HP gets 1 kill. Fast Zine, though, using our favorite M4, will find an elimination. And now Tata Zine is coming in from Banana. He has a chance to essentially win this round against Junior. And he's done just that. Sheikh Zula, in what is probably the most impossible clutch situation possible, will get 1. But the overkill off headshot will make sure nothing further comes from that round. Yeah, Gaming grabbed double digits first. But these two teams are going back and forth. 10-9 here now. And the money is going to be a little rough for Gaming, as they're the ones who take the casualties now. But Triumph could also say the same thing. 3 players outside of that AK zone.
It always makes me so nervous when I'm seeing 2 players trying to trade a certain position, but the second player has the op instead of the first player having the op, or just op on the back. Because if you miss that op shot on the trade, you're pretty much dead as well. But I guess, yeah, I really trust RCF with that op. I'll say that. Now, this round is, in terms of money, is so awkward here for Triumph. And I can imagine why they've taken a timeout.
Yeah, they really needed to take a timeout here and talk things over. Especially figure out what they're going to do on this round. But more importantly, moving forward, what are they going to do if they win? What are they going to do if they lose? How do they get back into this one? Because right now, Gaming keep seeming like they're more and more in the driver's seat of this map. I mean, we mentioned in the pre-match, they took this map off of Furia, a team which is flying high and beating pretty much everybody in NA right now. So, for Gaming to take a map off of that squad, you know they're quite competent on Inferno. Now Triumph have to try and do the very same against Gaming. They're going to go for the force here, Roy. It is ballsy, it's gutsy, but it just might work. They have 3 AKs, a Tech 9, plenty of utility. The SMG on IDK might come into a factor here to harm Gaming, but I don't know. Close range on B site, the UMP can do a lot of damage quickly.
Now, Spongey's leading the charge here with the Tech 9. They've gotten a lot of ground here towards the A site. Smokes for lane. Their counter smokes are coming out. Molotovs are raining in now. They're looking for the positions. Curry jump spots a player inside a hall. They're trying to come through the smokes, but it's a little bit rough for where. Sheikh Zula spraying bodies. Just pure chaos happening now on the A site, Boggs. The bomb finally gets planted. It is a 2 versus 2 scenario, though. IDK with the not the best of weapons here. And zoom out. He does have an M4, but there are no kits available except on possibly on one of the dead bodies. There is one in sight, actually. I see it. Still, a 2 versus 2 coming in from different directions.
It's a Good flashbang from IDK. Graveyard is smoked off, and that's exactly where Shake is hiding. He will tuck his head and hope that nobody clears the angle, though. His time is starting to tick lower and lower. Grim gets dinged from behind the box. He not going to do that much damage. The flick is good, but IDK has at least one. Shake holding. Has to make a move. Eventually, IDK has time. The swing from Shake is perfectly timed, though. There will be a 10th on the board from Triumph. Shake Zula does survive as well. As again, these teams go back and forth again and again. It seems like neither team wants to give up an inch. And it's Gaming's turn to be on the rough buy.
Yeah, they're gonna go for the full force as well. I mean, this is Triumph's opportunity to start getting some momentum, right? To build a little steam here behind their engines. Really got to come out on top in this round, Boggs. Rocking 2 MAC-10s, 3 AKs, full utility mostly. They have what they need to close this one off. And a round win right here might allow them to get up to that 12-10, get their money rolling, get a good bank going. Let's see if has anything else in mind here.
Right now, it's Triumph who has something in mind. They've got the first 3 picks, as it was Junior and Spongy to open up with 2. Curry chimed in with a 3rd. And now, the last 2 Gaming players are kind of reserved over towards the B side. At least one is over towards AIDS RCF, but IDK is holding steady as there's been no bomb spot by Gaming. They have no idea where the bomb is going to go. The Brazilian side is kind of walled out of this round as Triumph are going to grab an 11th round over this one. It's going to be the save. I think it's a wise call from They need to keep their guns up and their armor up, whatever they have, even though it is just pistols, scout, and armor. It is something. It is something to fight back with. Especially since they are on double eco. They can keep these guns, deal some damage, maybe grab a rifle or 2 in the next round and try and flip the tide somehow. But as far as this round is concerned, it will be going the way of Triumph. Will be the deer who are triumphant. Fear the deer, as the slogan is, if I remember right. But
fear the deer.
Battle of deers versus tigers, it seems. Who will come out on top?
Yeah, that's if it was a real jungle, it definitely would be the tiger. Luckily, we're in fantasy land, Boggs.
So, are you saying the deer has like lasers in the antlers and stuff like that, or is it a magical deer that can send fire blasts out of its eyes?
Yeah, it's one of those rocket launchers as well. Every time it sneezes, it just shoots a rocket. RCF gets a tag off. One more of those. Suddenly we're looking in almost even Stevens. But it's mostly a full save here. Or yeah. I mean, it is definitely a full save, but of course 2 save guns is what I meant. And I really do like that Triumph is not really getting too overeager for these ecos. Not really forcing the matter too hard. They're just sending Kareem for the probe here. And I feel like every single round he started with 20 or 30 HP, it feels like, for Curry.
Yeah, and, well, he just gets finished off by RCF, so at least he has some solace that it took 2 shots from the same guy to kill him. RCF is instantly traded out. Shake Zula finishes the damage done to IDK and gives Curry that assist. The bomb plant will come through as, Gaming have nothing really to lose here. They have USBs, deagles, no armor. Might as well do what they can to take out some of these guns from Triumph, although I don't think the T-Side will be too content to go aggressive here. Instead, they'll presume to just hide and save and make sure they don't give any AKs over to the CT side, who is desperately looking for an edge back into this one. What looks to be a 12th on the board for Triumph. They're starting to finally get closer to that end goal of 16 rounds. But that kill from Dumas is going to make things a little more expensive, and he might just net himself a second.
12-10, Boggs.
12-10 indeed.
Look at the money now for though. It's such a awkward territory where they had to double save, but they're still not coming in with much here, right? They have 5 rifles at the very least, but any utility they use on Banana right now is gonna make them run really thin on utility really quickly. And on top of that, RCF had enough money for a kit and didn't buy one, Boggs.
And that
Committed sin.
That's an age-old adage, Roy. Even as the A1S, it's cheaper than the A4. There are no excuses at all. The utility is also lacking for Yeah Gaming. RCF could have bought utility with his extra money, could have bought a kit. Nope. He just has himself 450. The op on Junior, though, was a little bit questionable, but he's going aggressive with it instead. He's pushing all the way in towards the B site. There is nobody here. There's just the one player. It's going to be IDK removed towards CT. Once he gets doubled or a smoke, the bomb can go down. The round can basically just be ended right now, unless you want to go for a 5v5 retake if you're Yeah Gaming, which sounds absolutely terrible, especially given their lack of...
I know this sounds crazy, but if I'm Yeah, I literally just save right here.
That's what I would think too.
They gambled. They gambled incorrectly. They don't have any kits. They have no way to push off any of the difficult crossfires like New Box or Emo. You're not really getting much out of this. And I think they're realizing that. They're realizing their chances are terrible. And a 10-man save is coming. No! Unless one of these sprays gets them.
Punchy took a little damage too from his own teammate. Curry's shooting at everything. But it will be that 13th on the board. It's not often you see a 10-player save. Doesn't happen all too often, but Inferno is one of those maps where it does happen. I feel like Inferno and Nuke are the two maps where you will get a 10-player save.
Yeah, and I think the best part about this save for Yeah is that if they don't go too crazy with their purchase, even if they lose this round, they can still get another buyout with their full loss bonus. So I think they're at that point now where they can at least sustain 2 buy rounds in a row, which is a very good safety net to have, especially when Triumph is at 13, right? Yeah. So that's a great safety net for Yeah. And now they can actually battle back in this round with full utility and kits across the board and have a much better chance here and not have to take any sort of gamble risk to feel like you need to even up the odds or tip the scales back into your favor.
And the better part, too, for Yeah is that after that save, they have utility, and now this is what it's going to enable them to do. A good flashbang comes through. Fast Team mops up, too, but Grim does himself another one. He gets 2 kills for Triumph. And again, Grim is clawing his way back in for his team, giving them opening windows. It's all down to Tatazine holding this A side. He's over towards the bicycle and pit. Spongy has a flashbang. He could peek it out, but I think Grim might just molly him out and make things a little bit harder as the wide open pit mini angles and have to be the one taken. Spongy blind as a bat. We'll retreat for now and Triumph will actually get the kill into Dumao. It's Spongy. He's still clearing under as well. He has a perfect read on the Tatazine. The bomb plant's going to come through. IDK in a 1v3. Yes, Yeah Gaming can get another buy in the next round. But Roy, if they lose it's curtains.
Yeah, what a round. I mean, Triumph was in full control, right? They knew exactly where those players were. The player inside the pit, he was just moving around. I think it was Fasten or Tatas and I can't remember. They're all ending was in here, but the player inside pit, he made noise repositioning to mini pit, so they knew exactly where he was, and they just focused on the guy's site first, and then they came back to deal with the guy mini pit. That is the kind of composure and kind of micro gaming that you expect out of Triumph, right? And this is what separates the good teams from the really good teams and the great teams, is that this level of confidence and this level of mental clarity while like chaos is going on, right?
Yeah, this is a good timeout from Yeah to try and settle the chaos and let the dust settle, so hopefully they can sing a victory tune. But either way, I don't think there's much chance of a victory tune right now for Yeah Gaming if they lose this round. There's no kits again, Roy, although nobody has money for it. That the Zine could have foregone the helmet, instead purchased a kit. Might have been the buy binds there. But either way, Yeah Gaming, they have Molotovs, they have smokes and flashbangs, but their utility is extremely limited. Their one saving grace here is RCF on the big green gun.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to have to go nuclear in this round to actually bring Yeah Gaming back into this one. Somebody on Yeah Gaming is going to have to step up. And I feel like this is the round that RCF has to. He's gone for that massive investment, and there's no other option.
It's honestly truly wild to me that no one on Yeah is willing to sacrifice their firepower for extra utility in a kit. It's almost mind-blowing, actually. You kind of expect that on a couple of teams, but they're not doing that. They're going to go for the straight-up brawl towards Banana. It's going to resolve here in Bloodbath. and somehow triumph the deer with lasers and rockets. They have the man advantage right now, Boggs. 4 versus 3. And Tata's in. He's stuck towards this sandbox. This handbag. Excuse me, English is so hard right now. But this is a one and done at most here, Boggs.
Oh, Tatazine the lineup, but he does not eliminate Sheikh Zula. Fastzine will, however. It's the two Zines. And it goes their way, the bomb at the feet of the CT side, and Spongy's in a 1v2. We saw him on CT side with a very promising 1v4 attempt, but this 1v2, there's a lot more stakes on the table here. Fastzine's going to get flashed in by RCF. Yeah, Gaming, stave off. Match point. They keep themselves alive. But the money from Triumph is nigh indomitable. And yeah, Gaming, well, they're going to have to sacrifice something to get a kit. They do have one on Dumao. Okay, I am very happy to see that. And Tatazine sacrifices the M4 for utility.
But they do hold on.
Do hold on for at least one more round, but that's also going to bring their loss bonus down from 34 to 2,900. So if they lose this round, it's going to be even worse for them, unless IDK and Dumao can get something special in this round. But there's already an early rotation back towards the A side. Lucky for Yeah Gaming, that seems to be exactly where Triumph are positioning themselves. So much on this round. So much lies on this execute towards A. Yeah Gaming have to hold this down.
Here comes the execute though. The Molotovs, the smokes, the flashes soon to follow, but it's going to be Junior with the off on the high ground, finding one, but Fastzine with a quick response, and IDK now coming to life as well, and he finds himself a second. Sheikh Zula on the lurk inside lane. He gets one. There's still 3 left, and they're all repositioned on site and inside mini pit. Boggs. I'm not fancying his odds in this scenario. I will be honest, but if he can isolate the targets, that might be the key. He finds one, down to the 1 versus 2. 35 seconds left.
Well, down to the 1 versus 2, down to the 2 versus none. As Triumph now starting to flounder a little bit. Yeah, Gaming, they're clawing their way back into this round. Seems like they're not done just yet, Roy. Their economy might be low round after round. They're still able to scrape by. They're still able to win. And that's all that matters in the end. It's who stands tall, who goes Super Saiyan when you need to win, when you cannot afford to lose anymore. Right now, it's Yeah Gaming and RCF. A good little swing in the middle will open things up.
This is the end of the economic lifeline here for Triumph as well. If they can't convert this round, it's going to be problematic. Spongy's trying to get out. Unfortunately, the flashbangs have not denied enough vision. The crossfire is still alive on site. Tatazine does fall in pit, so they've at least eliminated one of the sides of the crossfire. Boggs. And if they can take out Fastzine in a clean way, that could be their key into winning this one. But for now, it is a 2 versus 3. When those smokes fade, Boggs, they don't have much left. It's only a Molotov left for Sheikh Zula. 30 HP, 3 versus 2. 2 players coming in from the bracket side. RCF keeping them contained on site.
Oh, Shake. Little shake and bake coming through. He gets the first kill, but he is naded now. But it's Grim who's last alive here. And we know what this man is capable of. He's capable of just that. 2 quick headshots come through from Grim. He grabs match point from the clutches of defeat. And it all comes down to Shake and Grim in that last chance 1v2. He makes it work perfectly. And now Triumph are going to call a timeout here. Talk things over, slow things down, clear their comms, and pay their respects to the man who has kept them into this game, Grim.
He is so good, Boggs. So good. Him and Sheikh Zula are just popping the hell off right now. And you gotta love that, right? No IGL excuse for Sheikh Zula. He's leading with the score as well. But man,
That's what you love about Shake, too.
I'm sorry, you kind of cut out there for a sec.
That's what you love about Shake, too. He's not only a great mind, he's a great fragger. Like,
Yeah,
stats
I
like these
definitely
are not
appreciate
out of the
that.
realm of possibility for him.
Yeah, agreed.
He reminds me kind of like N.A. Glaive.
Okay, okay, let's not go too far right now. Maybe like
A
a
similar
maybe
style.
Glaive like when 5 years ago on his come up.
Yeah, like good mind and good fragging. A good balance of both.
Yeah, that I definitely will agree with that. I definitely think that Shake Zula's on the cusp of breaking through though, as an in-game leader for sure.
Yeah.
And when I say
And I
breaking
know
through, I mean just kind of being able to compete at that, the top 10 North American teams, top 15 North American teams at a consistent pace. For now, let's talk about this round because it is so important here. RCF getting boosted up, Junior just tagging him along through the smoke, and this is it. This is the end of the lifeline here, and all they have to work with, Boggs, is 2 rifles, 2 SMGs, and the scout.
Yeah, this is not the buy to stave off match point. This is not the buy to keep them going. But it has to be. There is no other option. Curry's leading the charge up Banana. He has a MAC 10. He might just get flashed in by his teammates as well. Something's going to have to give. Something is going to have to open up for Triumph, rather. Now here comes the flash. Curry charges in, but he goes down first. Dumao gets a kill as well. Junior, though, trades it back for 2 kills. Fast Zenith low on 17 points of health, and the plant comes through. 3v3 retake. And where is Spongy? He's over towards the A side. He's bottom middle. He knows Banana's clear. And Junior's hearing the footsteps in the congregation down towards CT spawn. Fast Zine going in first. Will meet his maker. Junior going for more. No, he does not get the 4th, but Spongy will get one. And the last kill. Triumph finally put Gaming to bed, a 16-12 scoreline. But that was a good effort to stave off defeat from Gaming. That was
a beautiful game.
That was a great game overall. That game lived up to what we thought it could be. That did not disappoint whatsoever.
I think that was the best match I've seen in Winners League so far, Boggs. That was a straight battle back and forth. I didn't feel like at any point any team had swift momentum lead or anything like that. It was a straight battle every single round, back to back, fighting for economy, every single kill mattering. That's the kind of Counter-Strike that we love to see here on Winners League. If you have enjoyed the content, everyone, please do follow our socials, Twitch, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, wherever you're consuming content. We are there as well to provide you updates, to provide you content for you to enjoy your favorite players in a different light. For now, though, Boggs, we're out of here. Congratulations to Triumph for moving on to the 1-0 pool, and commiserations to for going into the 0-1 pool. But luckily in the Swiss format, they are not eliminated, Boggs. They still have 2 more weeks of matches. So they'll be fine, I'm sure. But for now, we are out of here. Thank you, and hopefully you've enjoyed the content. We'll see you tomorrow.